I'm awash with the stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of the UK's second-largest city, Birmingham.
Previously in The Archers, Stella puts her foot in it with Jim when he asks her about the salary agreement with Brookfield. She casually brushes aside his curiosity, confirming no deal's been done and that there has been some snipping and moaning from ill-informed villagers. Jim tells her he's one of the mourners and is not ill-informed. As Stella tries to explain, Jim suggests she might convene a meeting in the village hall if she wants to defend her position. Later, Stella apologizes for being disparaging but doesn't want to be bullied into calling a meeting about the salary. She'd found Jim rude and dismissive. Alistair acknowledges his father can be a little like that. As the disagreement escalates, Alistair has to forge peace. As Stella finally manages a reasoned explanation regarding the salary movement, Jim has to admit it seems to scheme will be well managed. He is happy to take it to parish council. Stella hears the persistent barking of greyhound. As they talk, Alistair explains it's been abandoned. Stella's keen to make its acquaintance. Chelsea wants to know the truth about her mom's financial situation as Tracy rehearses an interview for a table-clearing role at Lower Loxley. Reluctantly, Tracy reveals more than she'd like about their troubles. Chelsea pledges her support. She'll sell some stuff to help out. Tracy is touched, but says it shouldn't be Chelsea's worry. Chelsea assures her she's there all the way. Later, Tracy has more bad news. Gary's got a job and is moving out, so they will lose his share of the rent. Thank you for listening, and now I will leave you with the episode of The Archers.
You're listening to Tuesday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
See, Leonard's brought his lucky bat.
Lucky bat.
Well, he might not need it. I think we're mostly doing exercises.
He knows that. He just likes to flourish it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he did that to good effect on Sunday.
Yes, I suppose so.
Scored the winning runs. No sign of Lee yet.
No. Or Tracy.
No.
Again.
No, she's not coming.
Oh?
Yeah, she texted. She's got a bad head. And we don't really need her for the physical fitness bit. Things aren't exactly going very well for her at the moment.
Poor woman.
Oh, I saw Fallon this morning, did I say?
No. Is she all right?
Oh, yes, she's fine. She's launched this pudding competition for the big bank holiday picnic.
What, pudding eating?
No, Tony, baking. Invent an entirely new pudding. Winner judged on picnic day.
Hello, people. Sorry I'm late.
We were just about to make our escape.
There's nothing to escape from, Tony.
So you say.
No, honestly, this is about warming up and cooling down, not squat thrusts and star jumps.
Oh, thank heavens for that.
No, the thing is, if you're not properly warmed up, you can easily find yourself picking up the odd niggle. My job is just to make sure that doesn't happen. And if you stretch for a catch or go for a quick single and you're not used to it, well, ask Clary what might happen.
Tracy says we should go for quick singles.
Only if they are realistic.
And only if you've properly prepared.
Like on Sunday, when I called for a single and Pat decided she was going to make it 2.
Because it was an easy 2.
And as a result, I was run out.
Well, yes, I take your point.
You weren't being alert.
I was being cautious.
Well, that makes a change.
Can you not hear what Lee is saying? We have to be cautious.
Look, my job here is quite simple. Give you some warm-up exercises and a few things to do to help you wind down after the match. That's all this is, and the aim is very basic. Nobody gets injured. That's the bottom line.
Thank you for coming, Jazza.
You asked me, Hen.
Yes, well, you've been working here a few days now, so I thought it would be a good idea to have a little chat.
Right.
About how it's going, in general, and in particular.
Right, what do you mean in particular?
Telesales-wise.
Oh, you're talking about the job.
Well, yes.
Fantastic. It's right up my street.
Do you think so?
Well, talking to people, that's the thing that suits me down to the ground. And financially, it's going to be great. See, it means I'm really going to be able to help Tracy out, and that's kind of important right now.
I see.
True enough.
So, you feel it's gone well, do you?
I do. Thanks for asking.
Well, no,
I appreciate it.
not at all. It's just that, well, from the point of view of Felpersham Kitchens, it could have gone better.
The Prof and Alistair think it's a laugh me doing this, but I'm not so sure.
No, well...
I do relate to people, and that's good.
Yes.
But people out there, they surprise you.
Do they?
They have such great stories. They tell you all sorts. Like the day I was talking to this woman who got locked in a hotel wardrobe one time.
Did she?
Hilarious. There's no all laughs, mind.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that, Jazza, because...
Well, some of the folk out there are lonely. Some of them, I'm the only voice they hear.
And what about kitchens?
Kitchens?
Because that is actually the point, talking about kitchens. I'm not sure there's been too much of that.
Well, we did get round to it. After a bit of an
And
hour.
when we look at the actual figures, the number of sales reps you've booked in for visits, well, it's not even single figures, is it?
No.
Not even one.
So that's what this is about?
Well, it's
Not
about...
just a chat.
It's about you getting bookings.
This is a warning.
I wouldn't call it a warning, but the fact is, Jazza, if you don't get bookings, you don't get commission. To get good money, you need to get reps calling on customers.
And if I don't?
Well, Felpersham Kitchens will probably wonder whether you're the right man for the job.
And shoulder rolls forwards. Forwards. And now backwards. Backwards, Tony, backwards.
This is backwards.
It looks forwards to me.
Well, watch properly. There was a definite change of direction.
You're just shrugging. You look like a French waiter.
Right, that's enough for now, I think.
You sure? I did more than that when you were supervising my exercises.
Well, you didn't have to suffer a barrage of nitpicking, did you?
Perhaps because I was doing it properly. As I did on Sunday when you ran yourself out.
You ran me out, Pat. And it's a basic fact of cricketing life.
It wasn't my fault.
You never run a teammate out.
You were too slow.
Especially if you happen to be married to them. I called, Pat. It was my call and I made a very clear call.
You shouted something that made no sense.
Come one, I called. Come one.
Come one? What does that even mean?
2 simple English words. Where's the confusion?
I think we need arbitration on this.
All right, we'll ask Lee.
So, I thought I'd ask you.
About this problem?
Yes.
And you say it's work-related?
Sort of.
Because I don't know how helpful I can be if it's a kitchen thing.
It's more of a Jazza thing.
Jazza?
I had to talk to him this afternoon about how he's getting on.
Oh, yes. Alistair was telling me he goes around Greenacres practising his plummy voice.
Does he?
Chip and Alistair find it hilarious.
Yes, well, that could be part of the trouble.
Could it?
I think they've undermined him. He's very friendly on the phones and people like him, but he hasn't actually closed any deals. He could lose this job and that would be horrible for him.
Oh, I see. This is sweet of you, Lily, thinking of Jazza in this way.
Oh, well, you know, it's
Concern for a fellow worker.
also...
Also?
Well, I won't get my recruitment bonus if they have to sack him.
Oh, well, that too, of course.
But I do care about Jazza.
So what can I do?
I thought about talking to Jim or Alistair myself, but would they listen? So I wondered...
Don't worry. I'll have a word.
It's not complicated, Lee.
No, it's clear enough.
I'm no real expert.
For a start, it was the batsman's call and I was the batsman.
Batter, not batsman.
What?
Apparently you don't call them batsmen, not these days.
Oh, I thought you said you were no expert.
I'm not, but Tracy told
Look,
me.
it doesn't matter what you're called. You were too slow.
No.
So you ran yourself out.
No, let me explain.
And you weren't concentrating.
I was in good nick, seeing the ball well, and I played it through point.
Wherever that is.
Oh, don't keep chipping in, Pat. Look, here's a bat. I'll show you what
Be
happened.
careful with that, that's Leonard's.
That's his lucky bat.
So, I'm waiting and the ball's delivered just short of a length outside
Tony,
off.
I don't think you should be doing that.
And I square cut. There you go, Lee.
Thanks.
Oh, let's hope that helps a bit, eh?
Cheers.
Cheers. So, how is the knee?
Sore.
Is it still?
Heavily bruised, but no real damage.
Well, good. That is good. You know, I partly blame myself for this.
Do you?
It was grabbing Leonard's bat that didn't help.
It didn't help me, for sure.
It quite upset Leonard when he heard.
Well, I appreciate his concern.
About the bat, I mean.
Oh,
It used to belong to Ray Illingworth, you see. Well, you can understand. It is quite funny when you think about it, though.
is it?
I mean, a practice to keep us injury-free, and you were the only one to pick up a niggle. Still, you live and learn, I suppose.
You do, you do. And what I've learned, I fully intend to pass on to Tracy.
Good idea. And what have you learned, Lee?
That she should do everything in her power to prevent Pat and Tony Archer from ever batting together again.
I'm pretty sure Jim will have the book I'm after.
I'll ask him when I see him. What is it again?
George Herbert collected poems. I'd like it for a sermon I'm working on.
Have you tried online?
Yes, I can find the individual poem.
Well, I'm fairly sure you get them there.
Well, you would, I know, but it's not the same. I'd quite like to flick through a real book, go from one poem to another.
By flicking.
You think that sounds silly?
No, I can understand that. Actually, I think I can remember one of his from school days.
You mean remember the poem?
Love bade me welcome. Would that be one of his?
It would, and it's the very one I want to use.
Guilty of dust and sin. Another fragment.
I'm amazed. I thought you were all sciences.
Yeah, I was mostly. It's surprising, though, what bits and pieces from the past stick in your mind.
So you'll ask Jim?
Well, it sounds very dad, so I should assume it's a yes. And if it isn't, I'll call you back.
Oh, thank you, Alistair.
Was that it?
There was one other thing, actually, yes. About Jazza.
Ah, the king of kitchen chat-up. You want a word?
No,
Because he's not back yet.
No, I don't want to speak to him. This is about him.
Go on.
Well, I think he's finding this new job a bit daunting.
Well, you'll get used to it.
I was just wondering.
What?
I mean, you were telling me how he makes you and Jim laugh.
Well, he does, Shula. He sounds like something out of Lord Snooty's gang. I mean, he laughs himself.
Maybe he's just covering. I don't know, Alistair, but I think he's struggling at the moment.
Alistair, go!
There he is now, Shula.
Oh dear, I haven't explained this very well.
No, it's all right. Leave it with me.
But-
I'm sure Dad will have that book. I'll let you know.
Alistair!
Bye, Shula. Shula, she wanted to borrow a book.
I've got a book so you can have a lendy.
She thinks Dad might have it. George Herbert.
The horror guy. I've got one of his.
I shouldn't worry about it, Jazza.
Aye. No, well.
How was your day?
Och, you know.
Not so good.
A bit up and down, to be honest with you. I was chatting to this lassie who got locked in the wardrobe.
Oh, dear.
No, that's the up bit.
And the down bit?
That. I reckon you're in the proper right to take the juice.
No, Jazza, we weren't taking the juice. That was never our intention.
But I mean, this job, maybe it's no me after all.
It's too early to tell, isn't it?
But I'm getting no commission though, Alistair. Lily had a word about it. I should be booking in sales reps, and to be honest, I've no clocked up that many.
Well, as I say, early days. If it helps, though, I think you're made for a job like this. Seriously, people respond to you.
I'm not enough to book a rep. And, well, I need the money because Tracy does. It's all rocks and hard places just now.
So, all you need is a customer to book a visit from a rep.
That'd be a start.
Then I think we can probably do something about that.
You do? What?
Really so wanted to be in their own place when they paid me. Due in 2 months. I'm not sure of that now. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them finding out.